stop scrolling. Because the technology you are using today would have sounded like science fiction a few years ago. A machine that writes, explains, creates, solves problems, generates images, writes code, and talks like a human is a reality now. Artificial intelligence is used by millions of people every day, including students, programmers, doctors, artists, business owners, and governments. Here's the question: how do we get here? How did a small research lab with a mission spark one of the biggest technological revolutions in human history? This was not a success. It was years of research, massive risks, unexpected breakthroughs, intense competition, and a race that changed Silicon Valley forever. Some people believed artificial intelligence would transform humanity, while others warned it could become one of the challenges the world has ever faced. Yet, one company stood at the center of that debate: OpenAI. From a non-profit research organization to one of the most influential artificial intelligence companies on Earth, its journey has been filled with breakthroughs, setbacks, and decisions that reshape the future of technology. Today, artificial intelligence is changing how we learn, how we work, how we create, and how we think. The most fascinating part is that this revolution has only just begun. Stay with me because the story behind OpenAI is fascinating. Every revolution starts with a question. In 2015, a small group of entrepreneurs and researchers came together with a goal. They believed artificial intelligence could become one of the most important technologies ever created, but they also believed it needed to be developed responsibly. That vision led to the creation of OpenAI. At the beginning, there were no products used by millions, no chatbot, no global headlines, just researchers, engineers, scientists, and a mission that seemed almost impossible to build artificial intelligence that could benefit humanity. The early years were quiet. Teams spent hours studying machine learning, testing new ideas, running experiments that often failed. Progress was slow, sometimes painfully slow, because breakthroughs in artificial intelligence do not happen overnight. They are built one experiment, one model, one lesson at a time. While most of the world focused on smartphones and social media, OpenAI was focused on something bigger: teaching computers to understand patterns, language, images. Reasoning. The challenge was enormous. Human language is not just words, it is emotion, context, humor, creativity, and countless subtle meanings. For machine learning, all that seemed almost impossible. But computing power kept improving. Larger datasets became available. Researchers developed training techniques. Year after year, the models became smarter, more capable, more accurate. Then came a major turning point. OpenAI began developing a family of powerful language models known as GPT. Each new generation learned from the previous one. Each version became more capable of understanding and generating natural language. Still, most people outside the intelligence community had never heard of GPT. The real breakthrough had not happened yet. Behind the scenes, engineers were solving problems that few people even knew existed. How do you make artificial intelligence safer? How do you reduce harmful outputs? How do you help the model follow instructions more effectively? Those questions became just as important as making the model more powerful. The work required computing resources. Training advanced artificial intelligence models meant running calculations across vast numbers of specialized processors for extended periods. It demanded patience, investment, and constant experimentation. Many ideas failed. Some produced only small improvements. Others opened entirely new possibilities. The team kept refining, testing, improving again and again. Then in 2022, everything changed. OpenAI introduced ChatGPT. At first, many people thought it was just another chatbot. Within days, millions tried it. Students asked it questions. Programmers used it to understand code. Writers explored new ideas. Businesses experimented with new workflows. Teachers, designers, researchers, people from every profession wanted to see what it could do. The response was unlike anything the technology industry had seen. Media filled with examples. News organizations covered the launch. Conversations about artificial intelligence suddenly became mainstream. For many people, this was their first real interaction with advanced generative artificial intelligence. It felt like the future had arrived. Almost overnight, artificial intelligence became one of the biggest topics in the world. Technology companies accelerated their artificial intelligence projects. Startups rushed into the field. Governments began discussing artificial intelligence policy. Universities expanded artificial intelligence research. A global race had begun. But OpenAI understood something important. Launching a powerful technology was only the beginning. Improving it, making it more useful, and continuing research would be an ongoing journey. Because the world was not just asking, what can artificial intelligence do today? It was asking, what will artificial intelligence be capable of tomorrow? And as competition intensified the race to shape the future of intelligence became faster than anyone had imagined. The next chapter would determine not the future of OpenAI, but the future of artificial intelligence itself. When ChatGPT launched, it was not just another technology. Release, it became a global phenomenon. Within days, millions of people were using it. Within months, hundreds of millions had tried generative artificial intelligence. For the time, artificial intelligence was not hidden inside research labs. It was sitting on laptops, phones, classrooms, offices, and homes around the world. People asked it to write emails, generate business ideas, explain science, translate languages, write code, plan vacations, create stories, even brainstorm new inventions. The possibilities seemed endless. Suddenly, every major technology company realized one thing: the artificial intelligence race had officially begun. Some accelerated projects that had been sitting on the shelf for years, others invested billions into intelligence infrastructure, data centers, expanded research teams, grew the world's biggest companies, began competing for the best artificial intelligence talent. Artificial intelligence had become more than technology, it had become a priority. But behind every conversation with ChatGPT, something extraordinary was happening. Massive data centers, powerful graphics processors, thousands of engineers, researchers testing new ideas, teams focused on safety, teams improving reasoning, teams working to make artificial intelligence more reliable. Every answer generated by intelligence was supported by years of research and an enormous amount of computing power. As demand increased, the challenges grew. People wanted faster responses, better reasoning, more accurate information, greater creativity, stronger coding abilities. OpenAI responded by improving its models. Each generation became more capable, more useful, more sophisticated. But progress also raised difficult questions. How should artificial intelligence be used? How can society benefit from it? While reducing risks, how should governments, businesses, educators, and researchers adapt? These conversations expanded far beyond the technology industry. Universities created artificial intelligence programs, businesses redesigned workflows, healthcare organizations explored new applications, scientists accelerated research, developers built entirely new products on top of artificial intelligence systems. What started as a research project was becoming an ecosystem. Then came another transformation. Artificial intelligence stopped being a chatbot. It became a creative partner. It could help write software, generate images, analyze large amount of information, support scientific research, assist customer service, improve accessibility, help people learn new skills. The technology evolved rapidly, and so did expectations. People no longer asked, "Can artificial intelligence do this?" They asked, "How more will artificial intelligence be able to do next year?" That question pushed the industry forward faster than ever before. Competition intensified innovation, accelerated. New artificial intelligence models appeared across the industry. Yet OpenAI remained one of the forces shaping public understanding of artificial intelligence. Its work influenced conversations around education, business, creativity, and productivity. But perhaps the biggest lesson was not about technology. It was about preparation. For years, OpenAI invested in research that attracted little public attention long before artificial intelligence became a household topic. Before the headlines, long before the excitement, the groundwork had already been laid. And when the world was finally ready, OpenAI was not starting the race. It had already been running for years. That is what separates breakthrough companies from ordinary ones. They prepare quietly until the world suddenly notices. But one question remains. Where does artificial intelligence go from here? Will it become humanity's tool for solving problems? Or will the next chapter be even more transformative than anyone can imagine? Because if the last decade changed how we use technology, the next decade may change how we live. In the end, this story is not about one company. It is not just about artificial intelligence, and it is not just about technology. It is about one idea, the idea that artificial intelligence can change the world, and that idea is still unfolding. An idea that changed the world. Think about where we're today. A student can learn anything in seconds. A programmer can build software faster than ever. A doctor can analyze information with powerful digital tools. An entrepreneur can launch a business with resources that once required a company. An artist can bring imagination to life in new ways. Artificial intelligence is no longer a dream. It is becoming part of life. Here's the truth. Technology has never changed the world by itself. People do. Every great invention in history, the printing press, electricity, the internet, the smartphone did not replace potential. They expanded it. Artificial intelligence is no different. Artificial intelligence is a tool. Artificial intelligence is a powerful one. Its impact depends on how people choose to use artificial intelligence. Some people will fear change. Others will ignore it. History has shown something remarkable. The people who embrace technology while continuing to learn and adapt often become the ones who shape the future. That is exactly what happened throughout history. Those who understood electricity built industries. Those who understood computers transformed business. Those who understood the internet changed communication forever. Now, the next chapter belongs to those to understand artificial intelligence. Not because artificial intelligence replaces intelligence, but because artificial intelligence can amplify it. OpenAI did not become influential overnight. Years of research, countless experiments, thousands of failures, curiosity that is what created breakthroughs. Perhaps that is the greatest lesson of this story. Success is not one brilliant moment. Success is about showing up every day, even when no one is watching. Whether you're building a company, creating videos, learning a skill, or chasing a dream, the principle never changes. Stay curious. Keep learning. Adapt faster than the world around you, because change is inevitable. Growth is a choice. The future does not wait for permission. The future rewards those who prepare before everyone else realizes what is coming. Artificial intelligence will continue evolving. New discoveries will be made. New companies will emerge. New challenges will appear. One thing will remain true. The people who continue learning will always have an advantage. The question is not whether artificial intelligence will shape the future. Artificial intelligence already is. The real question is, will you shape the future with intelligence or simply watch it happen? That choice belongs to every one of us. If this documentary gave you a perspective on the rise of artificial intelligence and the story behind OpenAI, take a moment to hit the like button. Subscribe to Rise from Zero for documentaries about companies, founders, technology, histories, and the stories that are changing our world. And before you leave, go down the comments and write these 4 words. The future starts today, not for the algorithm, for yourself, as a reminder that every generation is defined by one transformation. This may be ours. Because in the end, the future will not be built by the people who feared change. The future will be built by the people who had the courage to understand it.